Hey guys, welcome back to Dexter Ranch. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to put wooden post into virtually solid rock ground. While we're working, I will give you guys an explanation as to why you haven't seen me on YouTube lately. So we'll just have a conversation as we're putting the post in the ground. So let's go get to it. Okay guys, so this is the hole, or the start of the hole, that we're going to be finishing out in this video. I spent about 2 hours going this 12 inches I'm about 12 inches deep right now, and I spent about 2 hours, and then I realized that I actually started on the wrong side of my line. So that's why it's so misshaped right now. I actually needed to be on this side of the line, and I started on this side of the line. Like I said, we're about 12 inches deep, so let's continue on with the process and see what this hole has in store for us. So I'm going to start working on the next layer here to break it up. So I've kind of worked my way around in a circle there and broke it up the best that I can where my hole's supposed to be. So one of your biggest enemies here when you're doing this is not being able to see what you're doing. And that's where the vacuum comes in handy. So I'm just going to remove some of the bigger rocks that I know the vacuum won't like, and I'm going to get myself into a place to where I can see exactly what I've done. I have gotten this pretty broken up. All of these pieces are still very, very tight in here. Nothing is wanting to let loose. So I got to do some more work with the jackhammer. There we go. I think I've gotten it broken up enough here to where I should be able to start pulling something out, hopefully. And here we go. That one's still tight. Man, you think you're there, you hardly ever are. The jackhammer is going to be needed again to get this one out. Okay, that one's loose. I think I can get it with the bar now. Come on. Let go. There we go. All right. So let's get into my explanation as to where I've been. Well, you're starting to see a lot of it. I'm working on my 14th post of 36 posts that I need to put in the ground to complete this project. But several of these posts take a day each, and I'm not talking about a day after work. I'm talking about a day on the weekend. So you can imagine how much time I've been out here doing this. A ridiculous amount of time. And these projects become so important to get done. I mean, first off, the money's been spent, so it needs to be done. But second to that, I'm going on 3 years into this deal, and I still have not established a good way to be in full control of the cattle. And it's not about being a control freak or whatever. It's about I need to have control of them in order to care for them properly. I need to have these corrals in place. I need to have separation in the herd and be able to control when my bull's around a young heifer and when he's not. So this stuff is very, very important, and unfortunately, it goes above YouTube on the priority schedule. It just has to. And at the end of the day, this is a farm that just happens to have a YouTube channel and not a YouTube channel that's playing farm while they're videoing. This is really happening. I really have my money invested in this. I really care about it. And unfortunately, sometimes it has to, like I said, be a priority over making videos for this channel. That being said, the channel has grown quite a bit, even though it's not big or anything yet. It's grown quite a bit just in this few months that I haven't posted anything. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed and everybody that's watching the videos. It makes me feel good and makes me feel like what I'm doing here is value added on some level. So I appreciate that. But mostly where I've been has just been being busy here. Another thing I got going on is I've got a daughter that's headed off to college here shortly. And so there's a lot of stuff to do to prepare for that. She wrecked the car that I bought her not too long ago, well, about a year ago. And I had to replace that car. And it's like a college car now, you know? So it's not just a little high school car. I had to get her an actual car. And I'm a little bit of a penny pincher. And because of the fact that I'm a penny pincher, I hardly ever just go and buy something that's ready to go. I always try to save money and get a little bit of a project and do some work to it in order to be into that vehicle for as much as I can, less than what it's worth. So I bought her a car that was a bit of a project. I had to do quite a bit of stuff to it, and that kind of stuff has been consuming my time lately also. But I'm back at a place now to where I feel confident that I'm going to be able to finish these corrals up before winter hits, which is the goal. Yeah, that's where I've been. So I think that I'm at a place where I can stick the auger in there and give it a shot. Turn this bad boy on. As you can see, we have curious animals. You're chewing on the cord? That's not cool. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That'll shock you. You guys need to go. Let me do my work. All right, guys, and that's what we end up with, a nice clean hole. We'll stick the tape measure down in there and see exactly what we ended up with for a depth. So down to the bottom of the hole to the top of the rock. Looks like we're about 38 inches, which is fine with me. You want to make sure that you hit that 36-inch mark. It's so important. The difference between 30 inches and 36 inches is considerable when you're talking about the strength of your post. So our next step here will be to go ahead and get the post in there and see if we hit our mark good enough. I've ran a line to my end brace, and basically all I'm looking for is that it's just barely bouncing like that. See how it's barely bouncing on and off of this post? Okay, and I ran it all the way back to my last one on this run, which is right up against the barn. It looks like to me that we're gonna be pretty close to good. So let's set the post in there and see what we got. All right. You want to try to do this without knocking dirt back into the hole if you can. So let her fall like that. And I'll go grab my level and we'll see if this is gonna work. I can tell that I'm gonna have to go about 3/4 of an inch that way. So I'm gonna be all the way against this side of the hole that I drilled at this point in order to hit my line. Which is fine. I'm perfectly level right there. I'm just fine with that. All that's left to do now is throw what little dirt I have right there back in the hole, and then I have some more dirt that's still in my vacuum, quite a bit actually, but it still won't be enough. I mean, that's the pile of rock that came out of just this hole, so it still won't be enough dirt. I got a pile of dirt back by the pond. I'll have to go get some of that to finish it off later on. So when it comes to this tamping part of the process, guys, make sure you got a good pair of gloves on, because this is gonna tear your hands up pretty good, even with gloves on, especially if you do a few posts a day. You're gonna feel it. And if you don't wear gloves, then you just won't be working the next day. So, and if it gets to the point that it's hurting really bad, then just grow up, you know. I got all the dirt that I had in there, and I'm lacking about 3 or 4 inches here still. So still really sturdy, feels good. That's all I've got for you guys for this video. This mesh fencing behind me is what I'm going to be using for this corral project, and I'll do a video when I'm stretching and attaching this fencing. There'll be several more videos to come in regards to the corral project. Like I said, one for the fencing. I'll do one all about my bracing on my corners and my H braces. I've done several of those already, but I'll make sure to film one so that we have a video on that. I've got a really good idea on how I'm going to get the T-post to go through this rock. So I'll do a video about how to get T-post to go into rock in a good and straight way. Hopefully this video was useful to you, and if it wasn't, hopefully it was entertaining to you. And if it was, make sure you hit the like button. Comment down below anything you think might make this project go smoother or easier. If you haven't subscribed to Dexter Ranch yet, please consider doing so, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.